requiem for a planet. I'm very distressed. I'm not my usual happy-go-lucky self. Those of you who know me may not describe me that way, but right now, I think I'm feeling what a lot of people are feeling. This sinking feeling as more and more our freedoms are going to be taken away, a little bit at a time or all at once. But what's coming is not pretty, and we all know it's not pretty, both from an environmental standpoint and from a political standpoint. Because what could go wrong by having a Caligula in charge of the White House? There's nothing that could possibly go wrong with his merry band of idiots and unqualified people. Surely they will make sure that things get a lot worse a lot quicker. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised at this. It's been coming for a long time. Still, though, the sense of shock and disbelief that echoes around the entire world over what happened is palpable. The day after the election, I noticed a sort of darkness surrounding everything. Now, I don't know if it was just the mood I happened to be in, but it seemed real. It seemed palpable. It seemed like you could almost taste it in the air of what was coming, the disaster that awaits the entire planet that has just been put on steroids. Of course, many people say, "Oh, you voted for him. That's what you wanted. You've got it." And some people may derive a bit of satisfaction from that, from realizing that these people are going to suffer just as much as the rest of us. People always think that I exaggerate things, that I catastrophize. And it's only because throughout my life I have seen things deteriorate further and further on the political spectrum. I have never seen anything good happen. Now, it almost happened a few years back, and when it looked like Senator Sanders actually had a chance. It looked like things were getting better. But the forces of regression never stop. They move forward. They're so convinced of the morality of their immorality. They believe that their immorality is actually morality, and that they're all going to be good little Christians and end up being raptured away from the planet that they have systematically destroyed. Here in Canada, we're facing quite the challenge from he who shall not be named and his crazed ideas and bullshit, and I thought long ago that this would affect us. Not so much during the first time, because during the first time we all knew he was crazy, and it seemed like, well, they'll realize that they made an idiotic choice and change things. But instead, the propaganda spewed non-stop from every outlet you can think of. It just spewed all over the place, constantly. And it's the old thing of tell a lie long enough and people will begin to believe it. So of course, as we witness this vast darkness and evil taking over the world, we'll have to find a way to make our way through it. The younger people, certainly. I probably won't make it through because I'm old already and in poor health, and I just figure, I hope I'm out of here before the worst of this shit comes down. I probably will still be around to face some of the some of the consequences of idiocy and illiteracy, and just stupid people making really stupid choices. It's the constant brainwashing that these people are exposed to. And of course, they stay in their own media bubble, so they never actually question anything. They believe the worst liar, the guy who's lied 30,000 times, so many times that we can't count. They believe that because there are always rich people that want to own more. And it's a sickness. It's really a total sickness. These people that want power over anybody. That's why I never trust anybody who doesn't like cats. Because cats are a pet that you can't really control. And they live life on their own terms. And I respect that. And that's what I want. I don't want to be part of a sheep herd going into a slaughterhouse. But, you see, the idiots have dragged us all towards the slaughterhouse. It's a little bit at a time. It's a little bit at a time. It's not so outrageous the first time, and then it gets more and more outrageous, but people lose their sense of outrage. They lose their sense of justice. They lose their moral compass entirely. Because it's too painful to accept the truth. It's the Dunning-Kruger effect, where people are too stupid to know that they are stupid. And this has been a problem for years. But I think that perhaps the stupidity has increased to such an extent, probably deliberately through cuts to education and so forth, that the majority are now too stupid to know they are stupid. And of course, if you point out any of the fallacies that these conspiracy theorists and true believers, if you try and point anything out to them, they just shut their mind off to it and will not consider it. Because they're too stupid to consider the truth. They're too stupid to look around and see what's happening. They'd rather believe in fairy tales. They'd rather believe in magic Jesus coming to rescue them, when, meantime, they vote for the Antichrist. And when I call he who shall not be named the Antichrist, I'm dead serious. This man is diametrically opposed to anything that Jesus ever taught. Diametrically opposed. And yet have somehow convinced these sheep, who probably know nothing about the religion they claim to adhere to, and probably can't read well enough to actually look into what Jesus said, they create this Frankenchrist, this Christ that is after their own image. So much so that they can worship a totally immoral human being and put him on the same level as their God. So, as we go through this next few years, and if we make it, if I don't know if I'll make it, or if I'll just have a heart attack or something happens and that's it. But if we are here, then we need to fight back. And there's so many people that just give up, that just say, no, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm going to go along to get along. And that ensures that the evil continues to grow. Yes, the concentration camps will continue to grow. And this is very similar to Germany 1934. And people are so ignorant about history that they don't understand and see what's happening right in front of them. I still have a great feeling of revulsion every time I see that thing. And I think there's this strain of anti-intellectualism where the idiots think that they know more than the learned, the scientists, teachers. No, they know more. Because that's what their television sets told them. They have this stuff going around in their head 24/7. And the result is brainwashed zombies that will do anything because they think that they're being moral, and their cause is moral even though it's totally immoral. So they believe that they can take lives, that's fine. They believe that they can do anything for money. Cryptocurrency is the latest scam that's going on, and it's a way for billionaires to suck more and more out of the economy and give you absolutely nothing in return. It's like the tulip bulb craze in Holland in the 1600s. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's when people put all their money into tulip bulbs and it created a huge bubble. Now, crypto is just the most gigantic bubble in human history. So personally, I would never invest 10 cents in it. Well, I'm sorry for being a little less jovial than I normally am. I'm not feeling very sarcastic or humorous tonight. And I just wanted to connect with like-minded people out there who understand what's happening, the gravity of our situation. And there's no going back. So move forward. Look after yourself and look after each other. Because that's all we have left. Don't let the bastards win. Peace, love, and all that stuff that I talk about constantly. Doesn't mean very much, but, good night.